Hey guys, go and give this a second to go. Um, Hope everybody's doing well. You know, same old stuff. If you came from OFR's stream just now, you might notice I got there basically as they clicked end stream. I actually fell asleep before their live stream started, and I had to get my coffee. I woke up, I fell asleep on the couch, and trying to wake up to do my live stream, and I'm one of those people that I love coffee, but it's going to keep me up all night. But it's just so good. I love coffee. Anyways, lots going on. Big day tomorrow. If you guys know, Ohio Fish Rescue is finally moving in the Bellagio tanks, and that's tomorrow. And of course, I will be there. This will be weekend number 5. I've been at Ohio Fish Rescue. I wasn't planning on going up. It's just a cool circumstance of events have happened. So there's actually multiple things going on. The first thing is I'm going on a fish rescue tomorrow for OFR. I'm picking up a fire eel. I think it's supposed to be about 24 inches. So I'm going to go pick up this fire eel and then take that up to Ohio Fish Rescue tomorrow. And then the other thing I was supposed to do is grab my glass for my tank and bring that home. And while I'm there, I'm going to, help them wherever I can with moving these Bellagio tanks. I'm super excited to see these tanks in the fish room. And I just saw a super chat come through. Let me see what it says. Nick with the super chat, the $9.99. Thanks, bud. I think that is the biggest super chat I've ever had. So thank you so much. You can always hold that against me or as a accolade as the biggest super chatter ever. But $9.99 says, going to bring the Miata for some fun after we move the tanks. Awesome. So normally I would have my truck, but I'm actually bringing a Mercedes-Benz tomorrow, Nick. It's pretty pimp. I took it from work. Okay, so you're thinking, man, all right, so I work for Audi. We have Audi and Porsche. So we have some cool cars. So you're thinking Mercedes-Benz, what is it? It's definitely a Mercedes-Benz, Sprinter van. It's the, cargo, or not the cargo version, it's the passenger version. It used to be one of our shuttles that we would take customers back and forth. So it's really the least cool Mercedes, but it's actually, I was talking to a coworker, a dad moment came out where I got in this thing and I took out some of the seats so that way I have room to put, I need to put a big tote for this fire eel and I need room for these glass panels. There's so much utility to a minivan, or I guess it's not a minivan, it's a van, but so much room in this thing for activities. I'm telling you, it's kind of cool. I could really see having a Sprinter van and using it camping and crap like that. But so I will be there in a van. It's gangster. It's all black. I think it's got all black tinted windows. It's pretty cool. It's very bassy though. It's Nick's into cars. It's got a turbocharged engine in it, but it's got no cruise control because when it was built for, or it was optioned out just to shuttle customers from our dealership to their office or wherever. So you don't need any of the craziness in it. So it's got the vinyl floor, so they can clean it real easily. No cruise control because if you're driving around the city, you don't need it. But I don't know. It's kind of cool. So I will be up there tomorrow. I probably won't be up there till later in the afternoon because I have to go get this fish at noon. And it's down here, well, it's just east of Columbus. It's about 25 minutes from my house east. So I'm going to go try to be there right around noon, grab it, and then I don't know how long that's going to take. It could be a 5-minute job. It could be a half an hour. I don't know. Once I get this fire eel, then I'll be on my way to the fish rescue. So it'll be 2.5 hours later. But I will be there tomorrow. Nick, I hope you got your fun pants on if you're going to have the Miata there. So don't do anything crazy until I get there. You know, all that craziness needs to hold off until I'm there. But thank you again for the super chat. I appreciate it. Sickless23 says, Audi owns everything. Take a Veyron there. Yeah, so Audi is part of Volkswagen Audi Group, VAG. And random non-fish thing. That means it's like Volkswagen. It's all a parent company. So you got Volkswagen, Audi, Porsche, Seat, Bugatti. I think there's another one I can't think of right now. I said Porsche. Audi owns Ducati, like Ducati motorcycles. That's owned by Audi. So it's a big conglomerate, basically, a big company. Wallace Ball said near Buckeye Lake. It's in Pataskala, which is out that way. So I don't know. I don't know if it's by Buckeye Lake, but I'm going to Pataskala tomorrow. Let me see what the chat's going on tonight. I felt bad that I missed the OFR live stream. I woke up and I looked at the clock and I must have been really tired because I thought it said 7:15. So I'm like, oh, I only missed like 15 minutes. So I went, started my coffee, came in here, turned on YouTube, and like Josh was saying, thanks everybody for watching, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? And I looked at the time on the computer. I'm like, 8:15. Like, holy crap. Like, totally dropped the ball on that one. Wallace Ball, Mr. Fish, sir. Hello. Mr. Fish, sir, I think you sent me an email about the order, and I don't think I ever got it. I think I emailed you back, just to let you know in case my email didn't get to you. I never got an order. I know you were saying you were having troubles checking out. I don't know what Havana's doing out there, but it sounds like she's tearing something up. Anyways, if that was you, or if that wasn't you, sorry, but let me know if you need help. Texas Fish Room, Sean's here. Sean said, I wish I could sleep like that. Like, I was getting tired, and I knew. I was like, if I fall asleep, I'm going to end up, like, sleeping all night or something, but... Havana. I hear something being torn up. Yeah, when I fall asleep, I don't know. I was just so tired tonight. I know this morning when I woke up, it was hard getting out of bed. I washed like all the bed stuff last night, so like when you have like those fresh out of the dryer like blankets and the fitted sheet, everything's so soft. When I woke up this morning, I didn't want to leave the bed. Harry P. Is it P Nunn? I think I heard Harry, your last name, said P Nunn on OFR's chat. Is that how you pronounce it? Let me know how you pronounce that. I don't want to be saying your name wrong and not be correct. But you said, howdy all, sorry I'm late, band practice. That's cool though. Susan for SLC Aquatics is here. Hello, Susan. Hope you're doing well. And Susan, I meant to, I was going to send you a message. To be honest, over this past, it's been at least a month and a half now, I've been struggling to catch up on other YouTubers' videos. So I've been, doing a lot of work with Ohio Fish Rescue lately. And I try to watch, the Fish Fams videos, but I just haven't had time. I wanted to ask you how things were going, because the last thing I remember like reading or watching was that you were going to I thought move in with your mom or something to help her. Like there was a family thing, and that was the last thing I knew. And that you were just, like, selling off your fish room. But I felt like your live stream I caught the other day just for a few minutes. It kind of seemed like you were getting back in the swing of the fish room. So I was just curious, how all that was going. If you're not moving, like, I hope nothing bad happened. But I hope all is well with you. But I was just curious. Mr. Fisher said, I will try ordering again after the first. Do you still have assassin snails? I know there's some assassin snails out there. Whether I have them listed on the website, I'm not sure. Because usually once I get to like such a low amount, inventory stops showing on the website, just because, I hate to have it say like, oh, I got 5 of these, and you order 5, and I go out there and it turns out I can only find 4, because they're in a planted tank right now. But I'm pretty sure I got some. I'll have to double check and see how many I got and try to correct the inventory. I try to under advertise how much I really have, just so that way. I ran into this issue with plecos. I got, like, let's say like 30 of these hobbyist bred bushy nose plecos, and they're awesome. They're not just standard like brown bushy nose. I think the breeders are like a calico chocolate or something. They have like a really cool pattern to them, and they're all kind of different. Anyways, I knew I had 30 of them, but they're split up through all these different tanks. Well, let's just say I had somebody order 20 of these things. I could only physically find like 10 or 15, because they're hidden like in plants or in like the filters. And, after an hour and a half of trying to catch these plecos, like, it's like, all right, lesson learned. With something that can hide really well in a planted tank, lists way less than I have, and that way it's just easier on me to try to catch them. But that's the same thing with snails. And I ran into this issue with rabbit snails. I was selling yellow rabbit snails. They're expensive. I think I was selling a trio of them for like 29 bucks. I had somebody order a trio, and then I was like, man, I know I got 3 of these, and I couldn't find a third one, so I ended up refunding them part of their order, because I could only send them 2. And they completely understood. It was no problem. And then like a month later, I found the third one. Rabbit snails dig down to the sand, and it was just buried. And the thing was, I was splitting them up into different tanks, so that way, the snails have an equal share of food, that they, they're not out. You're trying to be out-competed by fish and then other snails. Like, I split them up, and unfortunately, I couldn't find one, and it turned out that I think it was just buried under the sand, because, a month later, wherever I found it. I think he's still out there, because I didn't relist it, but yeah. Let me see. John's here. Hello, John. In a van. Is that what you were talking about? In a van down by the river? Free? No, not free candy. Cooper Aquatics, killer job on those OFR stands. Thank you. That was a lot of work. I'm glad it's done. Glad it's done. Matt F says tank's looking good. Yeah, the green water has subsided a lot. It's still cloudy. It's got a lot of particulate in it. When I did a water change on it, when I added the Cascade filter, I sucked more of the sand out down here. This thing was getting piled up against this glass, but I still, just every water change, I'm taking a little bit more sand out. I do have. I noticed I bought like a 50-pound bag of Carib Sea sand, so I want to replace it with aquarium sand, and that would be fun. I'll have to like do it by cups and lower the cups into the water and then dump them so that way it doesn't cloud up the water again. Susan said, yes, the visit proved to be observation. She's starting to have memory loss and depression, but sister says she would be okay for now, helping her, not moving right now. I'm restarting fish room. Awesome. Well, not awesome about your mom. Like, that sucks about the whole memory loss thing, but it's awesome that you can redo your fish room. Because fish room is, I mean, it's great therapy, and, you know, everybody should have a fish room. Maybe your mom needs a fish room. I'm just kidding. Like, that'd be a lot of work. Haley's here. I want everybody in the chat to tell Haley she should drive to Far tomorrow, because she was trying to get me to come pick her up in the fish van, but she is 3 hours the opposite direction. If she was on my way to the fish rescue, cool, but it would be 6 hours. 6 hours out of my way, 3 hours there, 3 hours back, just to get back here to Columbus to go to the fish rescue. So everybody, cross your fingers. By the way, I'm letting this be official right now. Her car's name is Moose. I came up with that. So just, that's a copyright right now. Hashtag Moose. Because her car, whenever she turns or something, it makes like a moose call sound. It's weird. But yeah. So she needs to try to get the Moose fixed up to where it's road worthy to drive to the rescue. Because she's been missing out on a ton of content for her channel. This will be weekend number 5, like I said, that I'll be up there. It's tons of content. She wants to grow her channel, but she won't go out anywhere. Just saying. So give her some crap. Mike says 55 looks better. Yeah, the green water is down. It's still, got that haze to it, but that's that stupid sand. I did get, if anybody's in the central Ohio area or Columbus, I did get a case of frozen foods in. I would love to be able to sell frozen foods online, but I just can't, because it requires basically like dry ice to ship it, to keep it frozen, and I'm not about to try to do all that. Anyways, if you're in central Ohio, I got mini bloodworms, brine shrimp, and mysis shrimp in. If you're looking for any of those, I have it. I haven't came up with prices yet, but I know I would for sure be cheaper than the local stores. But send me an email, sales@614fish.com, if you're interested in frozen foods. Well, anyways, the reason I mentioned that is I dropped in a cube of mysis shrimp into this tank yesterday, and I messed up. I fed it yesterday as soon as I got home from work, and like some of the plecos came out and ate, but these brilliant bristlenose, they're really nocturnal. They end up eating it all. I let it sit, and I came back in later and it was gone. But I noticed that as soon as I gave them the frozen mysis shrimp, when I came in here tonight, a lot of them were out. I mean, there's one right here, and of course now, there's one scooting around. But when I came in here to start my live stream, there was like 6 of them out, and normally they're not out. They're always in these caves. So I feel like they're getting more comfortable. Maybe they're out looking for more of the frozen food. But the breeder, Paul, that had these before I had them, I haven't had any like breeding signs yet, and he's had these breed for him before. So I asked him, was there any triggers, or was there any certain foods that you used? And he said use mysis shrimp, and that will help them out to get them going. So that's why I bought this whole case of food. Was mainly for these guys, because I need these guys to spawn, because a lot of people want these. Another local breeder is trying to get me to sell him at least a breeding pair. But I don't want to break up this breeding group until I got them breeding, because that's the whole point. I spent all the money on these things. But I want to get these guys out in the hobby more. I mean, they're out there. It's not like it's some super rare pleco, but they look awesome, and they're just not that common. So would love to get these guys going. But so far, I'm positive. I'm feeling positive now that I saw a bunch of them out today after just one night. Haley said, "How about everybody told Steven, come get me and quit being baby?" So not only would it be 6 hours out of my way, she would have to be, and she was talking about trying to get her tonight, which at this point, not happening. Tomorrow morning, not happening, because I gotta do this fish rescue, but she would have to be home either Saturday night or super early Sunday, and that's another 6 hours out of my way. So we're talking 12 hours out of my way. I just can't do it, Haley. Sorry. You need just move to Ohio. It's better than Indiana. I'm just saying. We have mountains. You have... Yep, well, I guess you guys have aquatic arts. And, whatever that YouTuber is that you said. I forget the name. Anyways. It's an inside joke, guys. Sorry. Let me see here. She says she hates me right now. Well, Mr. Fisher says, "Stop being baby, Steven. Go pick up the dragon." Telling you, I'm responsible. And I look at it as 12 hours. 12 hours of driving out of my way, and that's all I can think about is 12 hours. 12 hours. And the only way I could justify something like that is if I, stopped at like Lucas's house or something and could like hang out there for an hour, or if it was like on a different weekend where I could hang out there for like an afternoon or something else other than just driving for 12 hours. Sean said, "Oh yeah, it's definitely a moose now." Bonnie Inzer said, "I love my little area in the house. I have a 55 to the right, a 30 next to the PC, and a 72 to my left, all in my tiki room. No AC, but the tanks and fish chill me out." That's awesome. I gotta have AC. I'm an AC person. There's no AC in my fish room. And I'm doing a video. Actually, I got two videos. I got one that's uploaded to YouTube, and I honestly don't think it's going to do very well for YouTube. It's all about my 2,000 gallon plus. We gotta throw the plus in there because it's going to be probably more than 2,000 gallons. I'm doing a full aquarium build from scratch of 2,000 plus gallons, and it's an L-shaped tank. So I made a video. It's all, I've already kind of like designed it in CAD, and it's a video about that. So it's just basically showing the CAD drawing, and I'm talking about my ideas with the tank, and there's a couple ideas that are in there. It's not going to be like a standard tank. It's not just when we're talking that big, it's not going to be like a box. It is an L shape, but it's not going to be an L-shaped box. There's a couple features to it that I think are pretty cool. That one of them is actually really inexpensive. I thought it would be like $1,000 to add a feature to it. It's actually really inexpensive. But I'm probably going to release that video. Probably do it in the morning. So I got to edit like the tags and all that crap on it, but I'll probably have it upload tomorrow morning. I was releasing videos at like 9 a.m. Then for the past few weeks, I've been telling it to release at 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll probably have that video release. But it's kind of a CAD drawing of showing my ideas for this 2,000 plus gallon. Right now, the drawing I think puts it at just a nick over 2,000 gallons. but I've already came up with like kind of a new design change, which will even bump up the capacity from there. Anyways, check out that video. Let me know what you think tomorrow morning. I forgot Mike's a member. I just saw his text is green. Hashtag moose knuckle. Oh, Mike. Danikin Quads is here, says, hello, Essie. Hey, buddy. Hope all is well out there. And, you know, that's another thing I was talking about earlier about I haven't been able to watch very many YouTubers live streams or channels lately. Just been really busy, and Danikin's one of the ones that I catch live streams. I might not comment in them, but I do catch them once in a while. But typically it's only for like 3 minutes. Like when I'm waiting on something to happen, I'll open up YouTube, and like if I'm waiting for this tank to drain, I'll open up my phone, see who's live. But this weekend was going to be, it was supposed to be last weekend. I was going to just relax and catch up on all my friends' channels and see, you know, what everybody's been doing with the summer, because I'm sure there's a bunch of summer tubbing videos out. But last weekend was the forklift pickup for OFR, and then tomorrow is the fish rescue and moving the bellagios. And I gotta be there for the bellagios. It's kind of like the ending to a saga of the story of trying to get these things indoors. You know, they've had these things since last fall sometime, because they were obviously there all winter because they had to heat them. But it's like coming full circle. They went from having to heat these tanks to now they're cooling these tanks. And the cooling thing, that started with the, was it Joe who did the video of like the massive multiple 1,000-gallon acrylic tank that just shattered from sitting out in the sun? As soon as they saw that, they immediately went out there and put a cooler, like a big blower fan on their tanks, just to make sure that doesn't happen, because that would be absolutely heartbreaking to come out and find that both Bellagio tanks just blew up from the heat. Like, not only did you just lose all that money, like you can't replace those are at this point they're priceless tanks because they're one of a kind with like their history and everything. And to have those remade, I mean, I don't even know how much those tanks would cost, but you know, 6 figures, I'm sure, for both of them. Streetwise says, at Danican Quacks, shouldn't you be changing water? Susan said, I tried to set her up a beta and she said no. That's funny. I have one beta left, so of all those betas I bought in the beta rack, I actually ran out of rack space, and I stuck one in with my emerald green. Well, I don't know if they're emerald green Corys. They're some sort of green Cory. They're big. Mike was over here and was just like, these things are massive. He's like, I don't think they're emerald greens, but you need to find out what they are. These things are huge. They're fat and happy too. I want to breed them right now. I just haven't put the work into them to trigger them. I did have them drop eggs once, and honestly, I just haven't had time to work with them. So I need to get back on it, but I put a beta in that tank, and it's this really nice all red, I think it's a double tail. Anyways, I always forget it's in there, and then I go to feed them, and then I'm like, oh yeah, there's a beta in here. But yeah, so I got one beta, and I want to move it into here to replace the beta that I had in here. But yeah, and it's cool. It's an awesome red. Susan said hashtag moose. Wallace said, how big do they get? If you're talking about the fire eel, I know OFR's got a few that are definitely, I'm pretty sure, over 24 inches long. I don't know their max size. It's not something I really researched. They're super awesome. Like, they're cool, but they get big. And they have them in the OFR 1,000 gallon tank. It's kind of the community tank there. It's actually one of my favorite tanks at OFR is that 1,000 gallon. But it's the one next to the 4400. The 4400 is the massive, like, 6 foot tall viewing panel that's on the ground. It's the tank just to the right of that. That's the 1,000. And they get big. They definitely get big. But this is a 2 foot. I gotta go to the store in the morning and get a tub for it. So this was kind of just popped up 2 days ago. I think Josh sent me a message asking if I could do this. And I gotta get a tub for a 2 foot fire eel. So I looked on Menards. And Menards, if you guys are looking for like big storage tubs, I feel like Menards has the best pricing on these things. Because some places, like when you're talking, 30 gallons or bigger, like Menards has great pricing. I think it's like a $10 or something for it. It's got like the locking lid and everything. And I have a USB mini air pump ready to go. And then I'm going to take Fritz Complete with me. So that's a water conditioner, but it also helps remove nitrates and nitrites. It treats ammonia, so I'm going to dose the water. I'm going to use the person's tank water, so that way it's no acclimating. They're just good to go. But, maybe an hour into the trip, I'll add some Fritz Complete to help remove any ammonia from the water. But it's a 2-hour trip. It will be fine. It's going to have oxygen. It's an easy rescue. As long as I can catch the thing. I don't know what size tank this thing's in. Josh said I need to bring a net. I'm a nanofish guy. Well, I don't have a net with me. I haven't had to catch a 2-foot eel before. So I'm like, I don't have a net big enough. Luckily, my coworker is a big fisherman. And he's had a net with him at work because he goes fishing after work. But he had a net with him that's short handle. It's for when you're wading in water. They let me borrow. So that was awesome. So I'm taking that. I'll take my biggest nets are like 10-inch ones. They're big for what I use them for, but they're not big when it comes into monster fish. But I'll take those just in case I need to like corral this thing. But I'm hoping it goes smooth and pick it up and on the way I go. The dogs will be going with me. I'm going to take them to my parents' house, so that way they're not just sitting here all day tomorrow, bored out of their mind. I was going to take them to my parents' house first, but it's kind of like I drive this way and then I have to go that way, just go back this way. So I'm actually going to take my dogs with me to the rescue. They'll just stay in the van, get this fire eel, and then my parents' house is literally on the way to OFR. They're like a mile off the exit by the time you hit the back roads. But the way the bird flies, they're like a quarter mile off the freeway, so it's not out of my way. So my parents got last weekend off with my dogs, but they're going to watch them again tomorrow. So big shout out to my parents. I appreciate, if they're watching, I appreciate you guys are really, helping me out with watching the dogs, because I couldn't do any of this without, them. Because I don't like sending the dogs to like a boarder or the vet's got boarding facility. I don't like that. I'd rather just not do anything if I have to do that. But my parents love my dogs, and they have a big backyard, so it really works out. And my dogs love going there. Havana, if I even mention my mom, she goes crazy. Catching up. Haley said, so sad dragon. When you start GoFundMe to get Haley a new flux capacitor for her car and an anti-moose noisemaker. Ross said 12 hours is a long time. 12 hours is a long time. You remember that, Haley. Even Ross says 12 hours is a long time. John said at Oddball, can't dragons fly? Fly yourself over there. That's, yes, just fly over there, Haley. That's the best answer yet. I'm a flightless dragon, very rare, and also not as cool as a flighted dragon. Yeah. Mark's here. Hello, Mark. Sitting at my dining room table, can see blue dream shrimp swimming and living their best lives. Blue dream shrimp are my favorite shrimp right now, and it has nothing to do with them being my best breeding shrimp right now, but I just definitely love blue dream shrimp. Streetwise says that, Oddball, do you still collect gold? Mark said at Outlaw Aquatics, flightless dragons do have their charms, or so I've heard. John said at Oddball, move your dragon den closer to OFR or buy another property in Ohio and rent out part of it. There you go. Move to Ohio, rent out your house in Indiana. The rent can pay for your house in Ohio. It's like a win-win. You're closer to Ohio Fish Rescue. You can actually, like, do fishy things, I guess. Hashtag broke dragon. Sean said, well, I got to go and try to sleep. Need at least an hour sleep got to be at work in 3 hours. Wow. Well, go get some sleep, bud. Thanks for swinging through. Farrell's Fish Room says your storefront behind you is always so pleasing to the eyes. I tell you what, this is... Oh, there's somebody in my driveway. It's good and bad. It's good and bad. So, you know, this started off as, you know, my inventory room, and then it, like, took over all the walls in here, and I got food boxes stacked up everywhere. I want to move this out to where the fish room is. The fish room will obviously move to the garage. The worst part about this is, like, there's so many different foods and products that it'd be just too easy for me to grab something like, oh, I want to feed this. You know, I got in the Sarah Vipan and the veggie flakes. I'm like, man, I just want to use this stuff. I'm like, no, like, I gotta sell it. It's like being a drug dealer or something and using all your drugs before you can sell it. Like, I don't know. Like, there's so many fishy foods. Oh, I guess I should update this. So those of you that use ONIP tabs, and everybody knows pretty much the original formula's gone. It's all the all natural. This is the last one of the regular not regular ONIP tabs. It's the 100 tabs. This is physically the last one I have. No more after this. For the spirulina ones. So people with like plecos and shrimp, stuff like that. I do have a handful of these. These are 100 tabs. The boxes are gone, which are the 24 tabs. And the big, like 265 tabs, those are gone. So physically one of these left. That's it. So if you're looking to get it, this is the last one. It will never be back again because they don't make it anymore. And then I do have a handful of the spirulina ones of just this size. Just letting you guys know. Just letting you know. It's my ad. It's my pushing an ad on you guys. One left. Don't say I didn't warn you. When they're gone, they're gone. I do have the new formula. You know, everybody says it's terrible. I haven't played with it. I don't know. And they say it's terrible because it dissolves too quickly. That's what they're saying. The ingredients are great. Ingredients great. It just doesn't slow dissolve like the other ones did. The original formula. I haven't used it. I did buy some. I will use it. I'll see what I think. If it's complete crap, then I won't sell it. If it's not complete crap, and just the big complaint is it dissolves too quickly, then I'll let you guys know. But I think I'm going to use it in my guppy tank because there's like 300 guppies in this thing, and I think it dissolving quick won't be an issue. A lot of people love the O-nip tabs because it would dissolve slowly and always kept the fish up front so you could see them. Well, if I'm using it as just a food, but also, I mean, it's still going to bring them up front, it wouldn't be that big of an issue if it dissolves quicker. But I want to test it. I want to see what's really the deal. I know Corey mentioned how it's crap because of that. I think because he said it, everybody immediately shuts down, like, don't buy it, don't use it. That I don't sell it yet. Don't worry. Anything that's an O-nip tab on my website is the old original formula. But I want to test this new stuff because if it's just based off of it dissolving too quick, then I don't want to condemn it because O-nip tabs are a good food source. I really like them. I really do. You know, I'm thinking if it dissolves too quickly, put that sucker high up in your tank and let the flow of the water kind of waft it out. It'd be perfect for shrimp. And then you're covering more area because, you know, it gives it, you know, you're flooding that tank full of, you know, the finer foods. And then with my guppy tank, they're just going to destroy it no matter what. But I will test it and let you guys know what I think. And if it's good, then I'll list it. If it doesn't sell, whatever, but it'll be available. And if it's crap, then I just won't list it. I'll just feed it to the fish room, and that would be that. Oh gosh, where'd my chat go? Oh, my chat jumped. What the shit? It sucks because it stays at like one spot and you're like, oh, I'm at the end of the chat. Then all of a sudden, like, it updates and then you're 20,000 million pages behind. Guppy Guru's here. Hello. John said Bellagio Part 5. Dude, it feels like it. It really does. But it'll be the ending to the story until they fill it up. And then that'll be another weekend of setting up the tanks, and then it'll be another weekend of plumbing or whatever, and another weekend of getting the fish in there. Like, it's not done, but the worst part will be done. All we gotta do is get the tanks where they need to go, and then it's golden. Nick says I need a couple big female betas. I don't think I have. Well, I only have the one beta, and I'm positive it's a male. Guppy Guru says, at Streetwise, I try my best to support as many as the fish fam as I can. That's awesome. Shelly Fish is here. Hello. Scrolling. Dankin says, where are you trying to get to? Ohio Fish Rescue. She always tells him that she's here to help him, but she never shows up. She's never there. At Allball, I have to find people that are going that way and far enough and then hitch another ride and get further until you're there. So she kind of did that before. She took a Greyhound bus to Columbus, and then I went downtown, picked her up, and took her up to the rescue. That's no problem because it's not really out of my way. It's not 12 hours out of my way. But yeah. She said, been there, done that, but probably not tonight. Dankin said, I'm heading back home near Chicago soon, doing a fish fam tour across America, going to try to see as many people as I can. The Anakin OFR is, how far are they? 5 hours from Chicago. Depending on who you hit up, it might be worth checking them out. There's OFR, and this is all within like an hour and a half of OFR. The first would be Flip Aquatics. It's in northeastern Ohio by Youngstown. That's the furthest. In the Cleveland area, you could go see Something Fishy Inc. That's Dave Hale. And then you could also go see George at Agno Aquatics. George is an awesome guy. His wife's also awesome. And I forget her name. And we talked about this. When I was at his store, she told me her name, and I said I would forget it, and I forgot it. So crap. But George's wife's super nice. But yeah, you should just make your trip from Chicago over to Strongsville. Agno Aquatics is like 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops from OFR. So definitely go check out George. Cool little store. Ton of stuff in it. But it'd be super sweet. And I had planned on I wanted to do club tours, like start with the Columbus Fish Club and do member tours if they had one tank or if they had 50 tanks. And I wanted to do playlists on my channel like Columbus Fish Club and then just member tours. And then I wanted to reach out to the Cincinnati group and then like the Toledo area. That was my whole big plan this summer. And with the whole pandemic, that gone, But I wanted to drive all over Ohio, and then I wanted to make it like a thing. Like, all right, next weekend I'm driving to Pittsburgh or Kentucky or someplace like that for a weekend. I want to go like Saturday, stay Saturday night, and come back Sunday, and like try to hit up as many fish rooms as I could Saturday and Sunday, and try to build this cool playlist of different clubs, because I thought it'd be cool because people say like Midwest has such hard water, there's a lot of African cichlid keepers, and I thought it'd be cool if I could start doing regions of the grand scheme. Like you could see like, oh, like a lot of people in Georgia keep discus or something like that, and then like a lot of people here keep this, and it'd be kind of cool by region to see what people are keeping. I mean, you'll still have people that keep everything no matter what, but you might see a pattern of maybe a certain area is more popular. Maybe Texas is way more popular with cichlids than it is in, I don't know, Illinois or something. Jeff said a 4,000 gallon tank would be awesome to have. I'm just going to be excited with 2,000 gallons. I would love to get it to the 3,000 gallon mark. I just don't think I'm going to try to go that big, because I'm trying to keep this thing maximum size is 4 foot by 4 foot length, because I also need to make this a working fish room. I could make this thing the size of my garage, but I gotta do it within reason. But this video is going to show I designed it, basically this tank, to have a waterfall in it. And I guess the other thing is a dome viewing window. So not only would it have like glass panels, I want a hemisphere, which is a half a sphere, hemisphere. I want a hemisphere window so you can like stick your head into the tank and then look around. Like you could like stick it in and like look up or look down at the substrate. I think that'd be really cool. Obviously it doesn't really do anything for you guys because you're on the other side of the screen, but for people that come and visit or whatever, they can stick their head in the tank and look around. So I thought that'd be super awesome, and then the more I thought about it, the more I got excited. I'm like, yes, I'm doing this. So I talked to Josh about it today because I already found a company that makes these things. They're a little thin for what I thought I would need, but Josh was saying, due to the hemisphere itself, how pressure works against it, it's actually really strong. So you don't need it as thick as you would think. If I keep it higher up in the water column, which I will, because I don't want it smack in the middle of the side. I want it like higher up, so that way you can look more down versus up, because I feel like there's going to be more stuff to look at looking down into the tank. So it's going to be higher in the water column, which means less pressure. But we'll see. I'm still going to reach out to the company and see if they can make it a little bit thicker for me, because the way they make these things, they start off with a sheet of acrylic, and I think they start off 1/4 inch thick sheets. They put it over a blow mold, they clamp like a ring around it to give it the circular size, and then they force air, and they heat the acrylic, and then they force air through it, and it basically blow molds it into a dome or a hemisphere. But because they're basically stretching that acrylic, they said it could be as thin as like 1/8 inch, and on the smaller ones they said like a 1/16 of an inch. I'm like, well, that won't work. But on the bigger ones they said like it could thin out to like 1/8 inch. I was like, man, 1/8 inch, like, I'm trying to make this tank bulletproof, and I don't want an eighth of an inch being between 2,000 plus gallons in my garage. So I'm gonna reach out to them, see if they can start out with like 1/2 inch thick, or even if they could at least get to like 3/8 thick acrylic prior to the blow molding, then I'd feel better. But I gotta reach out to them, and they do like a ton of custom stuff, so we'll see. I don't think it should be an issue, but you never know. But I definitely want to include the hemisphere. I think that'd be awesome. Love me some nanofish. Yes. So John said at Oddball, buy a heck of a bunch of big fish and tell OFR you need some rescuing, then ask them to take you back with them. Yes, that's a smart idea. Oddball says I'm going to take a nap while I wait for Steven to come get me tonight. I'll talk to you later. Not happening. I have a big plucker that needs rescue. Call Josh, be like, hey, I got this rescue, you gotta come get it. And then just hop in the van and ride back with them. I don't know how you're going to get back home after that, but, you know, hey. Maybe you can work from OFR doing your job at Aquatic Arts. You know how people are working from home during this pandemic? Can you do that? Can you work from home? Can you have somebody, like, clean the tanks and feed all the fish and do what you do? I already know the answer. I'm just messing with you. Streetwise says, I have kept fresh and salt on and off since the late 80s. I will admit I still have not kept betas, guppies, or cichlids. Don't delete me. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people aren't into guppies just because they're super small, and like people consider them as like the entry-level fish. I love guppies. It's like the only fish that I can just put in a tank. It breeds for me. Obviously it's a guppy, but who was it? Somebody has guppies. I think it was Funk. I think Funk said that he's got guppies and he can't get them to breed, and he's got a trio. He's got like a male and like maybe 3 females, and he's like, I can't get them to breed. And obviously there could be a few different things with that. My biggest thing, what I said in the chat was, it's probably they are breeding. It's just that you don't have coverage for their fry. And I mentioned that my Tequila Sunrise were inside for 6 months over winter, not a single baby. They're huge females, not a single baby. And it's not that they weren't breeding. It's because they're popping out fry and they're just eating them. I move them out to the pond, 1,000 of them. Like literally, there's 1,000 guppies out there now. It's not that they're not breeding, it's there's no survivors. So cover's huge. I had them in a 10-gallon tank that just had sand in it. Like it was just to hold them over winter, because they were raised outdoors last summer, and then they were going back outdoors this summer. I just wanted them inside over winter, so I didn't plan on them breeding over winter. I think this year I would put probably my Christmas moss in there just that way I can get some fry during winter, just keep them going. But yeah, coverage. John says, I bet they spoil their grandpuppies. So my dad's good about not spoiling them. My mom spoils the shit out of them. Treats and all of that stuff. As you guys know, my puppies are very needy. They need attention. They will lean against you. Like, you pet them once, you're screwed, because they won't leave you alone. They'll lean against you. Like, if you're sitting on a couch, they'll just right against you, and if you just like stop petting, Havana looks up at you like, hey, what are you doing? Can't stop. So yeah, they're needy. My mom feeds into that, but they take good care of them. Jeff said, I just saw a DeLorean yesterday. I haven't seen a DeLorean in a while. GRB's here. Hello. Moonstone is got something they're researching. Sweet dreams, fish fans. Bruce said, is Essie Aquatics in Gehenna? Yes. Susan's got to run. Thanks, Susan, for hanging out. I'll see you later. Glad you're getting your fish room back up and running. I just realized it's 9:35. Is Lucas streaming right now? I don't get notifications of that stuff when I'm live, so I have no idea if he's streaming. Adele's here, just popped in to say hi. I'm on my way out. Hello, Adele, or good morning. She's in Australia, in case you guys don't know, but I'm sure everybody knows who Adele is. Glad you stopped by. But it's 9:35, and this hour went by quick. Coffee gets me going. Anyways, Lucas Bretts should be live, or is about to be live. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat tonight, Nick. Appreciate you, bud. I will see you tomorrow. I will be taking video of this fish rescue. It's my first like official fish rescue. I need to rewatch Ohio Fish Rescue's live stream from tonight and see what they mentioned, because I don't want to spill the beans on anything. Yeah. So I gotta see what they said. But this is my first like official fish rescue. Like I've picked up fish before from a couple different people. I guess you could say those are rescues, but anyways, I gotta pick that up and then drive up there. I'm bringing my glass panels back. That's the big thing about tomorrow. That's why I was going up there tomorrow, is to get my glass panels for this tank. I'm kind of excited about this video tomorrow. I know it's probably going to be boring, like I said earlier. Check out this video tomorrow. You'll see what I'm talking about, because I did it in CAD. So it's going to be like what the steel frame looks like. You know, I kind of spin it around to show you. It starts off slow. You know, I'm just talking about, it's just talking. It's not, you don't see me at all in this video. But it'll kind of get you guys caught up of what I'm thinking I want this 2,000 plus gallon tank to be like. I'm open to comments and suggestions on it, what you guys think. This dome idea just popped in my head. If I didn't have that idea and somebody said it, I'm totally running with it. So, yeah. So if you guys have ideas, as far as the stand, I don't know if I'm putting it on a stand. I want it on a stand for the storage aspect of it, having storage underneath. But it's in my garage, and I don't have high ceilings in my garage. It's standard height. I don't know what it would be, like 7 feet ish. So anyways, I can't have it high. It would be sweet if it was high, like eye level, but realistically I need to be able to get in this tank, and it's going to be a planted escaped 2,000 plus gallon nano tank, so I have to have access to it all. It's not like I just need access to scoop a fish out. Like, I need to be able to get into it to do these things. So, anyways, I'm just saying I can't have it tall because of the roof, of the ceiling. I gotta be able to get in it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. For me, everybody in the Fish Fam. Check out the video tomorrow, 10 a.m. I'll set it right now so it uploads or goes live at 10 a.m. Let me know what you think of the video of the tank, if you got any ideas. I just saw some messages that LRB just went live, so I don't want to take up any of his streaming time. I think that tank in the back of you will look much better without the air filters and full canister. The canister media is cycled by now. I don't think this media is going to be cycled yet. I need that to really build up, but I will be taking these box filters out. It's just for aesthetics. That's the only reason I'm taking them out. I don't want to take them out until I get this stupid sand out. Once the sand's out and I can get this water stop being cloudy from all this particulate, then these suckers will come out, because this poly filter is pulling a lot of this sand out of the water column. But anyways, guys, before I go like crazy again, coffee does this to me. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll try to go live. I always say this, I'll try to go live from OFR. It usually doesn't happen, but I will try. But thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I'll see you, if not live tomorrow, then next Friday. Peace, stay fishy, all that fun stuff. See ya.